Jazz trip to Dallas proves unsuccessful on the defensive end as they fall to the Mavericks again tonight, 138-120. It's POSTCAST. We're talking about it next. David Locke along with Ron Boone as the Utah Jazz fall to the Mavericks 138-120. They, after the good win in Cleveland, illness and other things have gotten to the Jazz on this trip, and they are now falling a little short. And good close game in Chicago as well. Dallas, so this was not a good 2-game sequence for the Jazz. They're very shorthanded, very young, starting the youngest starting lineup in the history of the franchise on both nights. Some of that's I think some of this is explainable, Ron. Some of this feels like there's still standards that Will Hardy's going to set that they're not meeting.
Yeah, and there's also, I think as far as coaches are concerned, okay, I need to see what guys can do in certain situations. And without putting them and giving them enough time on the floor, I just don't know. So you see him coaching and you see him making lots of substitutions. Sometimes you see different lineups out there on the floor that's causing him probably to feel that way. Defense is something you can play. I mean, it's something you can work at and play very, very hard at. And I don't think he's getting that.
That I think is where, I don't know what Will's press conference is going to be tonight, but I have a feeling that's, like, without saying it, because he doesn't want to be, that group of Dallas Mavericks is not a group that I think he expected to overwhelm the Jazz the way they did. The Jazz fell behind tonight 26-12 and then got to 9 for one possession the rest of the game. So that they really, this was a blowout. Like they got overwhelmed tonight by Caleb Martin, Najee Marshall, Dwight Powell. Those are veterans. Max Christie, Brandon Marshall, Cisse, Clay's a veteran, Nembhard, Hardy, Robinson, Earl, and Kelly. Like, some of those guys are not, but I think that's a little bit, well, Will's not going to say that exactly because I don't think that's appropriate to say that about the other team, but I'm going to guess that's Will's feeling is like, hey, like, I understand what we're doing to you. We're putting you out there with this type of youth and this inexperience. You're going to have bad moments, but not sure you should get overwhelmed by that group.
I'm going to say this. I think if you look at the team that the Jazz put out there on the floor, do the Mavericks have more athletes?
Yes.
As far as so that may be the difference.
And then we don't have a rim defense at all. So maybe it is it is an unreal. I mean, Kyle playing center is a necessity, not a desire.
Thank you.
And maybe that is just really, frankly, like, I guess that's, that's the first question is what is realistic here defensively? Like, what is realistic defensively if Nurk is not playing? We're not going to be very good with Nurk. He's not a great defender. But without Nurk, maybe it's not realistic to expect much of any defensive performance. You're just scrambling the entire time.
So we talked to Scott before the ball game. We get a chance to talk to Sean and Will a lot of times, and they're talking about, doing certain things defensively. It's just hard for them to put together some kind of defensive scheme to slow a team down, and then you get big in transition, or you start scrambling defensively and someone misses his assignment. Now they're scoring at the rim. I mean, it's always going to be something with every team, but the Jazz have not found, I don't think, a signature defense that they can go to slow a team down for the most part.
Well, I think if we're being honest, and we know this for a fact, so I'm just saying it, they're not playing the defense they want to play. Ever since Walker got hurt, they have been in a full scramble of trying defenses that they do not plan to be. As this roster is fully constructed, none of the defensive schemes you're seeing right now are the defensive schemes they intend to play when this team is a better team with more talent. Walker's injury derailed everything they want to do defensively, and you can't really play drop with any of their bigs, which is probably their preferred style. Their secondary preferred style would be to switch 1 through 5. I'm not sure you can do that with Nurkic or Filipowski or Love. So you're really without an opportunity to play either of the two defensive styles they really want, which then that's what begs the question a little bit of, like, what is actually realistic defensively? And maybe we need to back off that. What I will say say, and I think Will will say, and you brought it up too, is you can get back in transition defense. Now, even when we get back in transition defense, you're not very big. But one of the key plays tonight is just one of our guys just didn't get back, and they got off a made basket. They got a layup. Like those are the ones where I think Will can set a standard that is, hey, if we're in the half court and you run our systems that we're asking to do, you rotate, you want fire guy on the baseline, all those kind of things, that's fine. But we've got to get them in half court. And that's a little bit what your scouting report was today.
And you brought up something very important there as well. We have to remember that Kessler was a starting center. He was the one that their defense was going to be built around because he is a rim protector. He can block shots. And I think he did a great job of moving his feet last year. Nurk was supposed to be coming off the bench and probably not playing 30-something minutes a game. But he's been thrown into that, and it's just has derailed the defense.
And if you go back, Nurk's great, but if you go back and look at the teams Nurk has played on defensively, most of them are in the bottom 5 of the NBA defensively when he's a starting center. All right, there were a little bit of highlights tonight in some ways. Bryce Sensabaugh continues he is really figuring out how to score in the NBA. It's fabulous to see.
Yeah, and I think he is a perfect person on this team to not start, to come off the bench. 29 minutes, I say anywhere from 23 to 20, probably less than 10, less than 30, that he can be that guy that's explosive, that defensive opponents will be afraid of. When he comes in the ball game, we want to do this because of his scoring ability and his ability to put points on the board in a hurry. Those kind of guys, I think I like, and I'm sure coaches like them as well.
Yeah, you really like him because his game's actually reminiscent of yours a little bit now, isn't it?
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
That's what I thought.
He shot a lot. Shoots.
No, you played in the mid-range, played off the bounce in the mid-range.
Exactly. But he can shoot the three. I was not a very good three-point shooter. I could shoot it, but if I had to, but I wasn't. You bring me in a little bit.
What's interesting is he had that unbelievable game the other night from three, but he's not been great from three this year. I think he's about 30% on above the break threes. He was 1 of 7 again tonight. There is still more for him to do with his overall shooting. We all know he's a great shooter, but he is not shooting. He's not a great shooter right now. Like his numbers do not. Great shooters in the NBA are now 40%.
Yeah.
36, 37, 38% is kind of run of the mill.
So what hurts him, though, David, is that he shoots more jump shots than he does in the paint or layups and stuff like that. So if you miss 2 or 3 outside shots, and then that brings that percentage down, that gives the opponents to think, okay, he's not a very good shooter. Look at that. He's only shooting 38% from the field. When in reality, if you get a couple of layups in there, then that brings that percentage up.
And the next angle on him is getting the free throw line more. He went 6 times tonight. And if he can get, if he can get to the free throw line, such a good free throw shooter. Kyle had 13 points, 12 rebounds, and 5 assists. We're talking, he's been, I really think you have to kind of focus on him offensively right now. It's not fair to look at what he's being asked to do defensively. His 3-point shot is not really with him right now. He went 1 of 4 from 3, and so he's trying to figure out other ways to do it. He's 5 of his last 23 from 3. The 5 assists late in the game, he had that passing game going. That's where Kyle's really terrific.
Yeah, and I'm going to give him points tonight strictly because he's playing out of position. Yeah. And, his numbers look good with 12 rebounds, and he did have 5 assists, as you just mentioned. But, he's going to get some points tonight.
Extended run for Ace Bailey. What are you seeing out of the youngster?
He just has his spurts where you just say yes, and what he plays. 37 minutes tonight, 16 points and 50% there from the field. And I think he just looks good. You can see an upside to what they want out of him. But Jason Kidd hit it on the nose. Consistent minutes will really make a difference in these young players.
Yeah, right now he's doing all this, I think, without his outside shot is not falling a great deal. I have to go back and look, but I would say over the last 10, 15 games, he's not shooting it very well.
Did you expect his outside shot to be that good this year?
I did not when he came to us from watching him at Rutgers. Then when watching him with us, I did, because it's actually pretty silky smooth.
Yeah.
And then now he's doing a lot more of what I probably thought it was going to be when he first got to us.
Kind of inconsistent.
Yeah. And I'm sure his body's getting tired as well. Final one, Key goes off in the third quarter for a massive third quarter, most points he's ever scored in a quarter. And tonight's 29 points on 14 field goals. His efficiency is really pretty awesome.
He can turn it on when he wants to.
It's great to see, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, but like you say that's a big deal. Like, there aren't many guys who can do that, right?
No, your star players can do that. I mean, you figure it out, and teams are trying to figure you out. They're trying to stop you, and you learn how to just make things happen. And when you shoot good percentage, like we were just talking about other guys, he mixes it up. He gets to the rim, shoots jumpers, and he shoots threes, so his points come from everywhere.
And the bottom line on this one, we can do all sorts of this. The crazy thing is Dallas came in 30th in the NBA in three-point shooting at 34%. They shoot 44% tonight. They shot 45%, I think, the other night. They end up winning tonight's game by 24 points behind the three-point line. They won the other night by 27 points. See, Beb, have a good I'll reach out to you at some point. Chuck Cooperstein, Dallas announcer. That's what just changed this game. Is they at a very, very high level. All right, that wraps us up tonight. That is POSTCAST. Do you have any notes you're giving out?
I think Filipowski, I'm going to give Ace Bailey, and probably, Keyonte for sure.
Okay, Keyonte, Filipowski, and Ace tonight.
Sensabaugh.
And Bryce Sensabaugh.
Yeah.
4 notes going out tonight in the Jazz 132-120 loss to the Dallas Mavericks. We'll talk to you from San Antonio. I will have Locked on Jazz for you maybe Monday. It is Martin Luther King Day. We'll see. Okay, see you.